A warm welcome to Tarot Talks podcast with Edith Mary, where we take a deep dive into each of the tarot cards one by one. We'll go through the nuances of the symbols, the deeper meanings, card combinations, and layouts. I happily share my 13 years of experience reading and teaching tarot. There's a lot to cover, and I welcome your input and insights as we travel the path of the tarot. I'll also answer any questions you have texted or emailed me. You can reach me by email, Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, all of which can be found on my introduction page. I'm your host, Edith Mary, master reader and tarot educator. I've been psychic or intuitive most of my life. I have written several books on tarot, Akashic records, and even some scary or not so scary fiction and poetry. So with all of that in mind, let's just get started. Good morning again. This is Tarot Talks with Edith Mary, and today we're deep diving into the Temperance card. Quite possibly my least favorite card in the deck because it requires you to have patience, but specifically it requires you to have patience with yourself. This is the card of the shadow work. You've got to do the shadow work. You've got to do the stuff so you can evolve. You've got to do the juggling of life, work, family, yourself, friends, stuff that needs to be done around the house while still growing and changing. You can do all of it at the same time. It just requires careful planning. The Temperance card is a lot about the refiner's fire we find in the Old Testament of the Bible, about refining metal until it is pure and that you're taking off all of the dross or all of the garbage that was in the metal. So that's what we do to ourselves. We take off all of the stuff or take out the garbage so that what is left is a better person. We always have garbage inside of ourselves. As long as we're breathing, there's always an issue or something to be worked on. But that is why self-improvement is a continual process throughout our lives. Because as soon as you fix one thing, something else goes wrong. Or when you are working on that, you think you're done, another layer of it peels off. And you're like, I dealt with that issue once before. Well, yeah, but now you're dealing with it again, but in a deeper way, a more profound way, a more permanent way. You just got to the next layer of junk. It's like being an archaeologist. You keep digging till you find the good stuff. Another layer down is another bone. Another layer down is some more pottery. Another layer down, and you find a whole new city that never existed. So that's the way it is within ourselves. We're digging down, trying to find the good stuff so that we can incorporate that good stuff in ourselves and get rid of all of the dust and the debris and the garbage that has filled in our little holes, possibly because of programming from the media, from our parents, from the school system, from peers, the things that we've just decided to believe. But now we know that's not necessarily the right belief to have for someone who's growing. So it's the Temperance card is a lot about you can't stand still. You have to keep moving because in most cards they're juggling something. You can't stand still and juggle. You have to keep moving backwards and forwards to maintain the balance of the balls in the air. And so it's very much a card about movement, even though the character seems to be standing still. There's generally, in most decks, a foot in the water. Water is movement. It is constantly flowing. You can't ever touch the same water twice in a stream. It doesn't exist because it's gone. And there's one foot on the solid ground, which is you're anchored, you're safe, you're secure, but you still have to clean yourself off in the water. You still have to let go of all of those things. And you still have to keep all those balls in the air, which requires you to constantly move. So when we're constantly moving, what they're talking about is that spiritual movement back towards union with, sorry about the dog, with spirit, with source, with our creator, with God, with what the universe, however you choose to feel it and express it. The whole point is reunion with that. And we can't do that if we are not moving towards it. So the temperance card about getting the dross out, getting the junk out of our minds and our bodies is a positive step towards reunion. A lot of that movement and the juggling is like hyper awareness. Sometimes we have hyper awareness, especially if a car accident or some other horrible thing is happening. Our awareness, we take in everything and we remember the entire event. I am one of those people. And it's like, how can you remember something traumatic like that when everything is happening at once? I don't know. It's called hyperfocus and you remember it. Then there's the other people who blank out. And for whatever reason, the hyperfocus allows you to take care of all those balls in the air. I have friends who have such narrow focus they can only do one thing at a time. Or in the case of one friend, she can literally only do one thing a day. She can either go to the doctor or vacuum. She can't do both because she can't focus enough. So that needs to become sort of more balanced, more like in between that, to bring those two things kind of together to create not so much hyper focus that you have to remember every single detail, and not so little focus or laser beam focus that you miss everything else. So that's what the temperance card is asking you to do, is to create that condition in ourselves where we are tempering. Like with eggs, we temper the eggs so that they're not scrambled in a recipe. That's kind of like us. We're tempering ourselves so that we're ready for the recipe and that we're ready to create something new, whether it's a new path, new opportunities, but it's still always about healing and being able to teach what you know, what you have learned, or what you know in life. It's also about creating, shaping. I think you get the drift that the temperance card is all about creating something new, creating a new person, creating a new life, creating a new job opportunity, creating a new business, creating like a potter with his clay. You're creating something new all the time. The shadow side of that is that you can disconnect yourself from everything else and become so hyper focused you don't see what's going on because you're seeing everything, or becoming so laser focused you can't see anything at all except your one task. So you can feel like you're stuck in that moment. You feel like you're stuck in failure, which you're really not. You may be unable to move forward because it hurts too much to change. It hurts too much to take away the stuff that we thought we needed in our thought systems or if our belief systems. We thought we needed that, but it's been proven time again that no, other people's programming that has stuck with you, that has become a part of your belief system, needs to come out because it's not yours, it is theirs. So that's part of what the temperance card is about, is going through your belief system and figuring out where you got that from. Oh, was that your alcoholic friend that gave you that belief system? Or that little piece of information that you took for real? Was it a parent who was trying to discipline a child? Did you get that belief system from there? Or that thought from there? Well, that wasn't your thought. It was their thought. It was your friend's thought. It was your dad's thought. It was the school system's thought. Figure out where that thought came from and is it yours? If it's not yours, you don't need it anymore. You don't need that belief anymore. And that's what the temperance card asks us to do, is go through the stuff and get rid of it because it's not yours. In the shadow side, we also might have feelings of, if I take this away, who will I be? I'm unworthy in the first place. I'm not ready to move forward. I don't want to participate in life. Okay, then stop. If you're not ready to participate in life and you're not ready to move forward, don't. The work won't stick if you're not ready to receive it. So don't move forward. Don't work on yourself. Don't change. Don't transform if you're not ready for it, because it'll be painful. Usually it's to change that dramatically and to eliminate and pull out our old beliefs that someone else gave us can be painful and can leave us empty and can leave us feeling disloyal. So we have to move through that in order to get to that better person who realizes somebody else's programming isn't for me, and recreate the person you want to be. So I hope you had some value out of this, and I would love to engage in open conversation about it. And I would love to talk with you about it if you so choose. And you know where to find me, because I'm all over Facebook and all over San Antonio. Just open your eyes and look. I'll be there. Hope I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. You have been listening to Tarot Talks with Edith Mary. If you have any questions or differing opinions about anything you've heard today, please feel free to reach out. I always welcome curious minds and encourage study and open discussion as long as we are kind and use our manners. I am currently accepting new clients and students. Though the classes do fill up fast, another one will always be coming up. All of the information you need to reach me is on my introduction page. If you happen to be interested in sponsoring an episode or making a financial gift, please reach out. That information is also listed on my introduction page. Your support makes all of this possible and is very much appreciated. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk tarot next time.